Hello fellow Flosstubers. Would you believe this is like the third time I'm trying to do this video. The first one, oh well, it was a piece of crap. And then the second one, the sound in my mouth were not working, and so I would get way ahead of myself as far as the sound. So I am going to try to stay as close to my voice and my mouth as I can. It's getting interesting because I see it cutting out on me. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, hello fellow Flosstubers. It's been 3 weeks since I've done a video, and part of that was because I haven't really been in the mood. I haven't really, I didn't want to depress everybody because I was depressed for the last couple weeks, and I still kind of am, but we're going to get through this. So anyway, part of the reason is on June 25th, someone came and stole my cat from my front yard. I know this because I was on the couch and I heard the noise, and I heard the door open, and I couldn't figure out why anybody'd be there at 6 o'clock in the morning to knock on my door. So by the time, and I didn't want to, I was thinking of conflict with somebody. I didn't really want to get into a conflict that early in the morning. I didn't, as far as them trespassing on my property, etc. But I didn't realize until I heard, "Have you got her? Let's go," that they actually took my cat. They took her out of my front yard. So it took me a couple of days to figure it out, time-wise and everything, but I know that that's what happened. I saw the car speed off because I thought it was weird that the door slammed, and then all of a sudden somebody was gunning it in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is just that. It's a one street into the road neighborhood. We're 5 minutes out of town. There's not a lot of people around here, so we basically know our neighbors. We don't know a lot of other people. This is not a street where people come and go all the time. It's if there's a lot of traffic, we're usually trying to figure out why there's a lot of traffic, and usually it's a garage sale or something. So I believe that whoever took her meant to take her and knew where to find her. So they came and stole my cat. So I have been sending out flyers all over the place, and today somebody from Craigslist sent me an email saying, well, actually they sent it a couple of days ago, but I just noticed it today, that I could go on mypetsalert.com, and so I did that. And so they created another flyer, and I like their flyer, so I'm going to print that flyer out and exchange it at the post office. And I'll do that, and I'll probably go to the Centralia Police, not police, the police already know, but I'm going to go to the Centralia Post Office probably this week with the new flyer. I just want these people to know that they stole my baby, and I'm not going to stop until I try to find her. So whoever took her, I hope will return her. So in the process, my routine has changed. It's been wacky. There are times I feel like doing cross stitch. Other times I get sentimental because when I did cross stitch, I would lift up my frame and she'd climb underneath, and so I could work on it, and she'd relax and have a good time. So anyway, alright, so getting back to that was one of the things. And on another sad note, I'm going to try to get this over with, is that Beverly and the bear, anyway, the one that I had thanked in my last video had passed away. And so everybody on Flosstube and Instagram were sending their best wishes to the family. So she will be missed. Give me a sec. Sorry. Okay, so on my updates on what I've been doing on my whips. I was working on my heart anger, and I know I showed that last time, so I've done a lot since then. And because I finished my stocking, and I'll show you that, I was able to put the heart anger on the frame that I was using for my stocking. And in the meantime, 2 days ago, I received my other, my OMANIK, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, frames, and I'm tickled to death with those. So I've got the smaller ones, and I have 2 projects already on 2 of those frames, even though I have 5 or 6 frames as it is. My husband told me that as expensive as they are, he knows that I'm probably not going to be happy with them, and I'll be getting another set of frames. And he's got good reason, because I think I have every frame that was ever put out. But I love those frames, and no, I'm not going to be buying more. So on the heart anger, here we go. This is where I'm at. And this is the HAL Sal, HAL. Instead of stitch along, it's heart anger along. Something like that. Anyway, and I'm doing that on can't get Instagram and YouTube straightened out. On Flosstube, one of the gals, Stitching with a Smile, is doing those, and so I can sit down and do the next couple steps, and we'll be good. So then I've been working with my mother on this quilt. It's called Forest Cloris, and it's by Java House Quilts, and the designer is Karen Brow. I do not recommend the pattern. I do not recommend that anybody spend that kind of money for that pattern. I've done quilting probably for 40 years. My mother's done judging and other stuff, and that pattern's a piece of crap. We have had to tweak. We've had to figure out what the heck she's saying. It was a big mess. So the quilters that we are, we have fixed it. And if anybody wants the patterns, I don't recommend paying what we paid for them. I think we paid like $60 or $70 for the whole set of patterns. Not worth it. Not worth it. I will not spend that much money on a pattern again. Honest to God, that is the worst pattern I have ever done. So, that being said, keep it in mind. Yesterday, I was watching Flosstube, and I don't know how you people can sit there and watch Flosstube when some of them are an hour long, because, whew, I think I got 2, 3 while I was out on the deck, and I went and bought floss for my Andromeda pattern. Not that I didn't have it. I had some of the floss was being used on my Heaven and Earth designs. So my camera is being a pain in the butt. So anyway, I sat out on the deck and I rolled them, and I have this whole thing ready for that. I have the floss, I have the fabric on one of my frames, and it's going to be a new start. So hopefully on my next video I can show you my start. Okay, so then I've been working on this, which is Brazilian embroidery. Okay. And this soon as my camera straightens out. This bird, I accidentally started doing like this one, and then I realized it's a different bird. So this is the Goldspeak, I believe, well, one of the others. But these are native Northwest birds. And so I have this bird, and then there's another bird that goes right here. And I'll show you the pattern. It's by Loretta Holtzinger. There's the pattern. Let's see if you can see it. Now, when I took her class, we did the centerpiece and stuff, and this was not this year's seminar, but last year's seminar. So this part right here, the tree branches and whatnot that's over here, she took it out of the pattern because she didn't like the way it turned out. And we all were saying that we liked that, and that was part of the reason why we wanted the pattern. So she told us that we could design our own, and I'm thinking, okay, Lynn's got to design her own. How's that gonna go? Well, I guess we'll find out, because I'm gonna have to design it, and I'll have to figure out where to put it. So, and I'm pretty good at eyeballing what she has to what I need. And I really do apologize for this camera. This camera is a piece of crap. And I tried it last time, but and it's like my son said, it's all in the bandwidth. And I think because it's a cloudy day, even though it's a nice day, it's a cloudy day, and Comcast isn't coming through. I don't know what else to say. So anyway, yesterday I got this guy right here. Isn't he cool? There's right here there is Ladybug on it. It's awesome. And what I like is, see right here? That's where the needle goes through. So you don't have the needle on top. You have it in the inside. Isn't that cool? I bought my quotes of the month that I'm doing. I'm collecting the patterns. I haven't started that one yet. It's that quotes of the month Sal. And so when I did that, I decided I was going to buy that. And that was done by Clay by Kim. I follow her on Instagram. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Excuse me. Okay, camera. So, that being said, I do recommend her stuff. It is awesome. Really awesome. And I collect needle binders. I don't have a lot, but I do collect them. And when I see one I like, I will get it. Okay, so for the last couple of days, oh, I know. You want to see it, don't you? You want to see it? I'll show it to you. The stocking for my daughter is done. Officially, not officially, not yet. I got to take it over to Kathy to have it put into a stocking. But there you go. There you go. Isn't that cool? It is so pretty. I want to show you something too. Here's the beads. See the beads in there? I got buttons in there. It's just so cool. And I wish this thing the outlining is awesome. I mean, it brought it poof right into, it brought it alive. I call it alive. At first it just kind of looks there, it just kind of stays there, but it's amazing what Align Stitch does. It just brings things to life. And so I was so tickled to have that done. I'm going to take that over to Kathy this week and have her make it into a stocking. I'm going to let her know I'm not in any big hurry. She's the one that I had done a cross stitch for her and so hopefully this can be a trade. I've been using this, and it's funny, I've had this downstairs for a long time in its package, and I kept thinking, I'll never use this, I'll never use this, I'll never use this. Well, guess what? I used it. I watched Vanna's video on how she does cross stitch, and so I learned a few things from her, and I decided I was going to try it. So I tried it on, even though I had already started the Patriotic Angel, I decided I was going to try it on that, and I actually like it. It actually helped on that particular piece, so there's a chance that I may just continue to use it. I'm not sure yet, but I think I will continue to use it. I like her technique, and I'm going to use that technique when I do Andreas. I will use her technique, but I am also going to go back to my stair-step method for the reason that it works for me. I still do other techniques. It just depends upon what the piece calls for, and the Patriotic Angel, I couldn't do it that way, or I could have done it that way, but I didn't want to. It was just too much of a hassle, so especially with the outline stuff that they have. So anyway, as I said, 2 days ago I got my new frames, so I put two of my projects, my working projects, on two of them, and then I had the fabric set up for Andromeda on, and so, which is kind of cool because I think I'm going to start her today. So here is my Heaven and Earth design. Whoops, that was the background. That was the back. Wow. Okay. Alright. So I was looking on the Facebook page of Heaven and Earth Designs, and a gal showed a technique that she uses, especially with confetti and stuff, and how she does her parking and whatnot. So I am actually going to do that. I am going to go ahead and cut off the waist knots. I'm going to do the length, pull it through, cut it off, and then when you do your 2 rows down here and you work your way up, you're going through, you're securing those threads. And I like that method, and because I still like to park, but when you have that much confetti, it's not worth it. Excuse me. So I'm going to try that, and I think I'm going to be a lot happier with it. The confetti that I have on there and the parking that I was doing was getting confusing. So actually that one is not one, Heaven and Earth Designs is not one to be able to park with. You have to be very good at parking unless you have a lot of stuff. But when you have as much confetti as this one does, then you tend to not. So chances are I'm going to waste a lot of thread, but it's DMC thread, and I'm okay with that. It was like yesterday when I went, I got $2 and some cents back because I had a 30% off my entire purchase. And there goes my phone, my camera, excuse me. So with all of that, that should get you caught up. Like I said, I'm not into smalls, so I don't do a lot of smalls. And because I don't do a lot of smalls, I really don't have a lot to show. And I'm really not one that has a rotation. I work on what I feel like working on. I don't rotate them. If I want to work on my Patriotic Angel until she's done, I will do that. Just like I did with the stockings, Christmas stocking. If I like it that much, and if I'm having such a good time with it, I will continue it on until it's done. So the Heaven and Earth design, I know, is not going to be that. And I only started that because they had that one page, if you can complete a page. you would get a present. And so I never made it. I kept putting it off and putting it off. And now that I'm going to try this different technique, and I may do that today too, we'll see. We'll see. It might actually get done. So, that being said, I do believe from what I'm looking around that that's all I have to do to say. There's not really a lot to report, and which is kind of nice because I'm about 20 minutes, and I usually like to stay within 20 to 25 minutes because I think hour-long videos are way too long, and even I can't sit through those for an hour. So anyway, happy stitching, and check me out on my blog because that'll tell you the daily thing of what I'm doing if you miss me. So I'm still around as long as I'm blogging and doing my videos. So have a great day, and thank you for subscribing. If you're a new subscriber, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I'll probably be back in another 2 weeks. Have a great day.